Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Sunday morning meditation. Are there any new people that haven't been here before? Oh, welcome, 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 everyone. Before we get started, I've got a few announcements. First, if you haven't already done so, please silence your cell phones. So we invite you to join us for our Tuesday events with Medicine Buddha practice at 6 and then a public talk at 7. This week, our Tuesday evening talk will be given by Geshe Phende, who will continue talking on the 37 practices of the Bodhisattva. Wednesday evenings at 7, the Drepung Loseling monks conduct evening prayers for His Holiness the Dalai Lama's long life and other teachers. On Thursday at 4:30, the Loseling monks conduct a protector puja for smooth journeys, successful interviews, and medical treatments and new businesses. Okay. You can deepen your practice with the intermediate series led by Geshe Phende starting on Saturday, July 25th on Zoom. The sessions are held once a month through November. The course explores the essential Mahayana Buddhist teachings and meditations. This series is designed for those who have already completed our foundation series. On July 5th and 6th, we will celebrate His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 91st birthday. Sunday, July 5th, we will have the monks from the Drepung Loseling and Mystical Arts of Tibet give an annual long life puja for His Holiness. This will be at 10:30 in the morning. Afterwards at noon, we'll host a community potluck. Please bring a small dish to share. Monday morning on July 6th, which is his actual birthday, the monks will hold a smoke offering puja outside the monastery. Okay. As a reminder, please don't park on the grass along the driveway or behind the building. If the lot is full, overflow parking can be found off of Skyland Drive at John Lewis Elementary School outside the school operating hours. Only access the school parking via Skyland Drive and then walk through to our site. Okay. Information on all the events can be found in the lobby and on our website at drepung.org. If anyone's interested in volunteer opportunities to get involved in supporting our center and programs, please see me or our volunteer coordinator, Michael Duffel. Okay. If you're interested in becoming a member to support our ongoing programs and take advantage of benefits like discounts on courses and retreats, applications are available in the library. You can also register online. Lastly, there's a donation box near the entrance to the room. Your generous support helps us to continue to offer programs and services like this to the Atlanta community and to those around the world through our online platforms. Now, please stand as we invite our resident teacher, Geshe Phende, to come in for today's practice.
Okay, so today we'll meditate on self-compassion. So before meditate on compassion, I always first explain about this self-compassion meditation, and then most important part is the meditation is not only for 20-30 minutes you just meditate and finished. It's more than that. So what you learn in meditation, and you should try to use your meditation in your day-to-day life, specifically when you encounter with difficult situation, and you should try to use that. And that's the main purpose of this meditation is. So that is why I need to explain first we meditate, before we meditate, how should we meditate on self-compassion, and how should we use this meditation in our day-to-day life. The first is the reason why we meditate on self-compassion is very simple, which we want to live happy and peace, and we do not want suffering, right? So self-compassion meditation is for sake of happiness, for sake of overcome the sufferings. So now second is, what's meant by self-compassion, right? So maybe usually self-compassion, they may have different types of the meditation or different interpreted about the self-compassion, different definition. So what I mean the self-compassion here in Buddhist perspective is mentioned earlier, reason why we meditate is because of overcome the suffering. But the suffering we've been experiencing is the mainly causes by one's own distracted emotions, right? Distracted emotion, which means the mental afflictions like anger, attachments, or greed, arrogance, selfish. So we have a variety types of mental afflictions or distracted emotions. So these are the one fundamental causes of your sufferings. So first we need to understand your distracted emotions are the causes of your suffering. Majority people, we don't know my anger is the causes of my suffering, my attachment is the causes of suffering, my selfish mind is causes of suffering. Majority we don't know. We always thinking I'm suffer because of you guys, or because of job, or because of our family drama, or because of him or her. That's reality. Majority people think. Right? I'm stressed because of the traffic sometimes, right? And so we're always thinking my suffering is because of something else there. That is why we always try to fight externally. And the most of externally, you cannot fight it. It's out of your control, right? So then you're becoming more angry. And you feel sometimes hopeless. I cannot fix my problem because everybody is trouble, everybody is very bad, or something that thinking this kind of behavior is getting worse and worse. But if you really carefully to investigate, the root causes is not there. The root causes is here, in there. So that we need to understand first. Because these mental afflictions which you have, you can change that. Everybody has same potential to completely clean it up, right? Everybody has same potential. So if you really change your mental affliction, then external condition, even the arises, it will not hurt you. It will not harm you, right? For instance, if you really change your mental affliction, even you're stuck into the traffic, it will not cause you stress, right? So external thing, it's out of your control. Most of things you cannot change. How can you change the peoples, right? There's some people who drive crazy in front of you. You cannot change them. It's driving, it's gone, right? It's gone now. You shouting, screaming, all kind of things. Nobody here. You hear, your family here. You suffer, and this guy even didn't hear anything. It's gone, right? So you make your own so much suffering. So it's number of these things because of this mental affliction. It's too much anger, too much greed, too much attachment. So if you don't control this destructive emotion, you cannot able to experience happiness. You cannot live happy life. Doesn't matter externally how much you gain, right? Materialistic life. How much you gain. If you're not able to control your emotion, your destructive emotion, the person, you cannot live really peaceful, happy life. That we need to learn first, right? You know your own mind. You know you are happy or you are not happy. You know these things. So sometimes happy, sometimes not happy. You know that. So now the little bit go down, why you are not happy, right? Why you stress? Why you have fear? Why you so much worry, right? There are external conditions around there. We're not saying there's nothing, but the root causes is something in there. Maybe too much high expectation, right? Too much jealousy, too much arrogance, too much anger. So some kind of destructive emotion definitely there, definitely. If you do not have destructive emotion, you will not experience that kind of fear, that kind of pain. So that is why first you should use your human intelligence, this brain, not only for the money or material, something little bit investigate from internal, right? What kind of emotion causes me? Why I have so much complaining? Why I'm so much criticizing? Why I become that kind of person always? Why I often experience stress, right? So when you go deeper level, definitely you will be fine. There's something, certain type of emotion down there. So if you don't clean them, right, don't suppress, reduce them, as long as these emotions there, then wherever you go, you change this job, go to this job, maybe a few weeks enjoy, then slowly stress start, right? You go other side, same. So externally alone, without changing internally, it never ever reach that true happiness. I always reminding you, right? You do not have job first, you may be stressed, fear because of not having job, angry, right? Then you found a job. After what? Because of job, now you angry, you stress, right? It goes that way. And that's real. And the younger generation may be not having boyfriend, girlfriend. You may feel lonely, you may feel angry, you not happy. You're looking up and down, go up and down, then you found somebody. First happy, then slowly because of your boyfriend, right? Because of your girlfriend. You're stressed, you're angry, you have stress, you're same problem, same. Not having them problem, having them problem, right? Then not having children, suffering, then some Buddhists, they're going to pray, please, monks pray to have children. Then after children, because of children, they're suffering now. Now prayer, please, these children doing blah, blah, blah. It never ended, right? It never ended. There's something have to do with the mind. If you never try to change here, only look out there, you will become crazy. right? Not having them problem. Now you are having them problem. How can you live happy now? Right? Not having them, you have a problem. Now because of problem, having them, right? It goes this way or that way. Doesn't matter if you don't change the mind. So that telling us something in my mind. If really I need to change these emotions, right? So that's we should learn this. We should learn to our own experience. Then if you found it out, right? Too much anger, too much expectation, right? You have expectation to expect somebody can make me tea, right? If he or she don't make you tea, you become angry, you suffer now. Oh, they didn't make tea now, suffer. And that suffer because of not making the tea or because of what, right? Before, they are not making you tea, you have no problem, right? Now you have a problem. Why? Your expectation, right? You have so high expectation. I always, sometimes our members, like students, when they do the, what you call wedding, right? Wedding, the marriage ceremony, they're asking me sometimes to come to do the blessing. I say, blah, 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 pray a little, this is, you can do it. It's not big deal. My real blessing is husband, or in that time, you can say a husband, right? But you guy never expect your wife should treat you like a king. Wife never expect your husband treat you like a queen, right? If you have that expectation, marriage no longer. Soon you will be separated. Keep low expectation, right? If you both keep very low expectation, even your husband makes you very not good tasting coffee, you can feel very happy because you never expect he will going to make you coffee. Same as a husband, if you never expect your wife makes you coffee, even not tasty coffee, just make the coffee so much happy, right? So that happiness is the main thing. You have high expectation. Maybe your wife or husband every morning brings you coffee in your bed, right? Then you have a high expectation. Always he or she should bring the coffee. One day, maybe coffee tastes not good, right? It comes here, the not good coffee. You just throw it out. You're shouting them, right? You shout it, what now? Next day, no coffee, right? You have to go by yourself now. So who make that? You. Why? You have high expectation. That's the problems. Sometimes, what is called the Mother Day, Father Day, sometimes your child makes you food, breakfast. Even the taste nothing, right? It's not good taste because they do not know. Just makes you breakfast as the parents so much happy, right? Even tasting not good. Just make why? Because you have low expectation. That's why. So you need to learn happiness. How should I live myself? Makes myself happy through thinking, through mental. Instead of having nice dress, nice food, not only materialistic way. Mentally, just having simple food, you can be one of the happiest person to use that. If you know how to keep your mind. If you have very high expectation, even very fancy food just give you maybe not that much happy, So that's why we need to learn how to live happy life within one's own mind, mental happiness. So everything, external thing, even sometimes unfortunate situation, you can look from a different angle, makes you more happy. That you can do. In the Buddhist we call mind training practice. When you train the mind, look completely different way, it feels more happy. For instance, somebody out of so much stress and pain and drink too much, drunk, and they're doing all kind of horrible things. Now, majority people feel so much angry, right, when they do these horrible things. Some people, they understand this guy, usually a very good person, inside too much pain. Maybe he lost a family, lost anything, so much pain, this chemical reaction is behaved that way. So when you look from the other side, you feel more sorry to this guy, right? Instead of feel angry. So that's how these are showing true calm and peace, happiness or stress or anxiety, the fear, is way of your emotion. What emotion is arising? So that's why we need to control this emotion, suppress them, right? So when you're able to suppress this emotion, change it, many problems really change without spend the money outside there. Just mental thinking can change your mind. Your lifestyle is completely shifted from very painful life to very happiest life. You can change that. And that change is through use of your human intelligence, not by drugs or alcohol, chemical. Chemical is not thinking that way. It makes your mind dull, right? It take over your intelligence, take over this human being. We have a special tool to change this mind. Instead of think that way, think different way. And that skill, that tool makes decline or less power by those chemical, right? Drugs and alcohol like that. So without using drugs and alcohol, okay, this mental pain, how should I change now? How should I overcome? Is that possible or not? It is possible, right? It is possible, and everybody has same potential, can able to live one of the happiest person in this planet. Everybody has, but we are not utilizing that because it's not easy to use. You have to learn, you have to be experienced, right? So that's why it's called self-compassion, which means taking care of oneself by your mind, not by material only, mind also. So mainly self-compassion means the person who really understanding their own destructive emotion, mental afflictions are the fundamental causes of their pain. Right? Through that, they're cultivating the desire, wish to change one's own, these negative thoughts and emotions, these poison minds, wish to change those bad behavior and habits which we have, causes all these problems. That kind of desire is called self-compassion in the Buddhist perspective. Right? So, reason is, your destructive emotion, if you're able to change, you can see your whole lives will be changed. Definitely. Your negative emotion change, your behaviors will be changed. When you change your behavior, your lifestyle will be changed. Used to be you are shouting, screaming in your family, too much drama. As the family members, do they really want to fight each other? Of course not, right? When they first decide to engage, marry, they are not married for fighting. They are not married for family drama, right? Each of the member, the couple, they marry for happiness, right? Thinking, if I share my life with him or her, it makes me happy. That's what they do, right? They have no intention to fight, but they're constantly fighting. Why? Too much anger, too much hatred. Cannot control this, right? That's why they fight it. So now, when you change that anger, this bad behavior and habit can change. Less anger, less fighting within your family, that family is less suffering, more happier, right? If you live with your family members without angry, without fighting even 1 week, how much happy family, right? It's really happy. Then 1 month, 1 year. Of course, these are possible. Too much problem within the family, too much fighting, too much violence. Then you go to the job, work so hard, now come back to the home, I have to fight it again. Right? That's very difficult life. Feeling like going back to the home, you feel like I'm going back to the hell realm. If that kind of life, how difficult life, right? So these are changeable. These are changeable. You not to spend the money. Just change those mind, those behaves, right? That's called self-compassion. Really taking care of oneself with a very peaceful. So living with a very peaceful, happy life as a couple. Children grow up with this kind of environment. These children, how much learn, how much healthy brain, right? How much healthy life. So that's how to do this kind of life, to live with that kind of happy life. Self-compassion is really, really helpful, really powerful, right? That's why we're doing this self-compassion meditation. Being a compassion meditator, self-compassion meditator, you don't need to belong to this religion, that religion. You don't need. Even you're not believing religion, it's okay. There's nothing to do with that. We meditate because it's not because of I belongs to this or that religion. I meditate because I want to live happy. That's the reason, right? So whatever you believe, that's your own thing, your private thing, not big deal, as long as it helps to you. But this self-compassion meditation, everybody can do it. It's kind of mental health. It's really important. So sometimes when these spiritual things come, we have worry. Or do I need to believe something, right? It's not about that. It's simple. Your belief is, my anger is the causes of my problem. My destructive emotions are the really causes of my suffering. That kind of belief, if you have, tremendous helps you. What? It helps to feel, I really need to change them, right? Why we are not changing our anger? Because we do not have desire to change that, right? Anger themselves never change. You have to change them. In order to change them, you have to have desire, right? Wish to change. So not having desire, of course, you will not going to change. So that's the problem. So wish to change, that desire called self-compassion. When you have that, that helps you, always you are mindful, or I need to stop my anger, or it's like your own teacher. Nobody, you don't need somebody need to tell me. I can tell myself I have an anger issue, I have attachment issue, I have too much greed now, I'm too much arrogance, right? Each of these destructive emotion. So knowing that, and when you have desire to wish to change them, then it's very good start. Now you can go balance external material things, internal your minds. When they go balance, then it's a real start, happy life, happy person, right? First yourself, very happy, calm, very happy person. Then you influence to your wife, your husband, your children, your families, your co-workers. That's how it spread that kind of energy within your societies, right? It's not something blessing or miracle. It's not about that. You doing very good, very honest, very humble, very loving, very compassionate, right? That kind of life, you live with that. That people who lives with you, they can learn from you, right? You don't need to teach them. It's just for your behave, they can learn. Specific the children's. The little children, you don't need to tell them most of the time. They just learn from what they see. day to day. That's how they learn from their parents, right? You don't need to teach. When the parents use so much harsh word, the little baby, even 2, 3 years, just they start talking, they can use these words, right? It's very interesting. When they're very, very young age, they 100% rely on their parents. So sometimes when you become so angry, so negative mind, you don't think about it. Of course, as a parent, you don't want your children should be violent, right? You do not want them. But you behaving yourself, these things, they learn from you. That's what they get. Because their brain is very pure, right? Very clean. So they download everything, every information. So what they download is from parents. That's the only people where they live with them. And the first, they're getting all the information, the new things, learn from parents. So parents, the day-to-day always be very calm and peace. These children have normally, feels that way. That's how they learn. That's how they live this way. So therefore, having this self-compassion is really change. Educations are very, very important. But if the heart is rotten, your education will not that much benefits you. You can know this thing, right? If your heart is not good, you are very smart. You can harm more people because you know how to harm them because of your educations. So education is very important, of course, but finally who can use that? Right, left, or what you call good side or bad side, wrong place, heart, right? If this heart is wrong, negative, everyday talent, everyday knowledge may use in the wrong side and it can create big problems, right? So warm-heartedness is very important. So who will teach to your children warm heart? Parents, right? School, they're so much busy with this brain, make rich brain. So where they make rich heart, no place. The parents are the one, right? So when they grow very good, intelligent brain with a warm-heartedness, that person can create tremendous happy in this planet, right? Not only him or herself, can bring whole society. So that's why these self-compassions are the really, really important. Mainly, this is the mind who is looking all the negative minds which we have, right? The wish to change them, wish to stop them. So that kind of desire, self-compassion. So this kind of meditation we're going to do today. So first, you need to through understanding the disadvantages of your negative emotion, your behave. When we do the self-compassion meditation, never look to the other people when you say, oh, anger is not good. It's, yes, my boss is very angry, right? If you think on that way, you are really not qualified to do the self-compassion because it not helps you. Then what's the point? It makes you more angry now, right? So therefore, here self-compassion, we are not judging to the other people. Just look yourself. Anger, hatred, attachment, all this. Then your behave, your day-to-day behave in your home, when you encounter with any situation, something you don't like them, what kind of word you use, what kind of physical behavior you show. Just reflect these things. When you're home, when you're in the workplace, when you drive, right? When you're dealing with the people, what kind of behavior you acting. So all the negative, violent behavior, recognize them. And these violent behavior, what they're going to do? It's put me suffering, destroy your reputation, your fame, right? Your external appearance, right? Everything. That's how it destroys your relationship, your friendship, everything. It's nothing benefit to you, right? Somebody, when they shout to the 10 people, everybody what they think, oh, this guy's danger. That kind of message you give them, right? Everybody's, as long as when they see, oh, this guy is very scary, be carefully. So everybody, they want that. So it cuts you, right? People just, you pushing out all of them. So it destroys everything. What you get? You don't get anything. So all of these behaviors, negative behavior actions are the one actually destroying everything. So through understanding on that, really wish to change them, wish to stop them, to live successful life in this planet. It's not just only the money. It's not just only what kind of, what you call positions I have, what kind of power I have. It's not only that. It's also very much about the inner peace, happy, day-to-day life. And that comes when I'm able to keep my mind is very calm without destructive emotion. If I behave as very polite, virtuous action, then that will bring both happiness, right? So through understanding on that, then you generate the desire, wish to change them, right? So that's called self-compassion. It's mainly you have to feel, first, last Sunday we did the just basic meditation. You focus on your breath, right? Breath is your object of meditation. You don't need to do any analytical meditation. You just remain on the breath. This self-compassion is not like that. You have to feel the self-compassion. You have to feel from your heart what you need to feel, wish to free from, wish to stop all those bad behavior and habits, and wish to change all these negative thoughts and emotions you have. Maybe some of them are still there, you're holding, right? Somebody, anger, hatred, jealousy, anything. So all of these thoughts, emotions, wish to change them, wish to stop them. So that kind of feeling, when you arises, just hold it that, right? Keep that feeling as much as you can. That's called self-compassion meditation, right? So now we're going to start. So you should keep your first physical meditation posture. And among the 7 posture, mainly keep your spine very straight, and the rest of the body remain relaxed, comfortable. Don't hold tight. Just relax and comfortable, and just spine straight. That's the main posture. And then when you hear the sound of the singing bowl, your mind fully concentrate on the sound, right? After sound completely disappeared, just for a few seconds, keep your mind just not think about any other objects. Just remain like a space for a few seconds. Then we're going to do the breathing meditation. Then I will start guiding. Okay, now we're going to start. When sound completely disappeared, just keep for a few seconds like a space. Don't engage to any objects. Then slowly focus on your breath. When you inhale, just aware you are inhaling. Be mindful on your breath. Same when you exhale. So inhaling with a mindful and exhaling with a mindful. make sure your mind is fully concentrated on present moment of your breath. Slowly, when your mind is calmed down, now you just look in your own mind and recognize if you have depressions or any types of stress. Just recognize them. Or anxiety, any types of fear, worry, loneliness, or any mental pains and suffering you have, just recognize them. Some kind of those mental pain and suffering beings for quite a long time with you. Some of them just for temporary comes and goes. But just show your face and recognize all of those mental pains and suffering you have. So there are so many variety types of the mental sufferings you've been experiencing in the past, the present. So those mental pains and suffering, where they're coming from? Why you've been experiencing this pain? Just question to oneself. Of course, the external conditions I mentioned earlier, with the families, business, jobs, the other people, so anything. So these are just as a condition. We are not saying there's nothing to do with that. They are the conditions. But the root causes, when these condition arises, why you feel all those pain, mental pain, is because deep of your mind, there are certain type of the emotions in mind which you have. These are the ones who are creating this. For instance, anger, So recognize how heavy anger you used to use, how often you use anger, hatred, resentment. When you're in home, when you're in the work, when you drive, so in a different field, how often you use that emotion. Then attachments, so many types of attachments. Greed, that creates you so many high expectations. Then jealousy, how often you feel jealous to other people. Then selfish, deep of your heart only thinking about oneself. Arrogance, ego. So through that, all these destructive emotions which you have, don't look to other people. Just look yourself and recognize there are so many destructive emotions. And these are the mental disease. Recognize them. Though having so much destructive emotions, mental affliction, how much it affects your physical actions, decisions. So all this violent, negative decision because of this mental affliction, how often you use negative actions. For instance, how often you use harsh words to your family members, to your co-workers, neighbors, other people, how often show your violent behaves. So recognize each of these negative actions you used to act through your physical body, through your speech, using harsh words, telling lies, gossiping, slander. There's so many. Just recognize all of those behaviors. So don't look to other people, just look yourself and reflect each of those negative actions you used to do. Because of using these negative actions, how much is destroyed your dignities, your values, your fame and reputations. Through that, how much is destroy your relationship, your friendship, and how much is create very negative environment within your family, within the society, within your friends, everywhere. Because of that, how much it creates yourself, mental pain, loneliness, suffering of guilt, suffering of embarrassment, then fear, worry, upset. So all kinds of mental pains and sufferings. And not only that, it can also create suffering within your families, societies, other people. Just reflect all of these pains and sufferings. Now in the present, how much pain you have, how much suffering you experiencing, all of those pains and sufferings are changeable. So you don't need to feel hopeless. how difficult situation you are right now, all of these pains and sufferings are changeable. So encourage oneself. There are millions of people who live much, much worse than your situation. So your situation, how bad it is changeable. So encourage oneself. Reason is why it is changeable, because the root causes come from your mental afflictions. So these destructive emotions are changeable. They are impermanence, momentary changing. So you can change all of this. Even how horrible relationship there is, all of these are impermanence. So it's changeable. But it is self-responsibility. You have to change, not somebody else. So take sense of self-responsibility, and through that you should really generate strong desire from deep of your heart, wish to change, wish to free from all these negative thoughts and emotions which you have right now, and wish to change all your bad behavior and habits you used to use. And through that, all this mental pain and suffering you have, wish to free from them. Called the self-compassion. So meditate on self-compassion. Wish to free from all your mental affliction, your negative emotions, negative habits and behave, through that all your sufferings. So it's not just think, not just visualize, also from deep of your heart you really feel. Determine yourself, I will going to change all these negative thoughts, emotions, all my bad behavior and habits, through that all my sufferings. So when you really feel that from your heart, then just remain with that feeling. Just hold it. Keep that feeling without any other thoughts. So meditate on self-compassion. Now you should specifically focus on your mental pains and suffering you have right now. For instance, if you have depression, anxiety, fear, worry, loneliness, stress, whatever this mental pain you have, specific focus on those pains and sufferings, and generate strong desire, wish to free from them. How heavy it is, how long it's been there, all of these are changeable. So you really determine yourself, I will going to change them. There are countless of beings who their situation is much, much worse than you. These are the people also remain happier. So you can. So therefore you really put strong effort and wish to free from all those mental pains and sufferings. And this pain you have right now, fear, worry, whatever you have right now, recognize them and manifest or visualize them as a form of smoke at your heart. All of those mental pain, fear, worry, whatever you have, visualize as a form of smoke at your heart. Very light pain to very heavy mental pain, it's a form of smoke at your heart. Then generate strong desire, wish to let them go. Why I have to hold them? Let them go. Wish to free from them. And you determine yourself, I will going to let them go. Out of that wish, when you exhale, you should release these smokes with your breath. Take a deep breath and release them. Out of strong wish to let them go, take a deep breath and release them. Once again, strong determination, wish to let them go, all of them, and take a deep breath and release them. Send it out. Now the causes of, one part of causes of these sufferings, your behavior. So recognize all your bad behaving habits. You've been used to do that, and seeing all of those bad actions that behave is my mistake. And these kind of behavior is creating all these problems. So generate strong desire, wish to stop them, wish to never ever going to use again. At least wish to change, reduce them. Specific certain behavior you may use quite oftenly. Specific those negative behavior, really determine, wish to reduce them and completely stop them. And you should determine yourself, I will going to change, reduce, finally completely stop them. Out of that wish, all your bad behaving habits you used to do, visualize those behaviors form of smoke in your heart. Then when you exhale, you should release them. Take a deep breath with wish to stop them and release them. Once again, take a deep breath and release them. Once again, take a deep breath and release them. Finally, you visualize all of those bad behaving habits are completely purified. Now the main causes of your pains and sufferings are your destructive emotions. So selfish, anger, attachment, greed, arrogance, jealousy, all kind of destructive emotions. Recognize them and seeing them as the main causes of your problem. All those pain you've been suffer is because of these destructive emotions. And you should strong generate wish to reduce them, suppress them, and change them, and finally completely eliminate them. And it's not just think from your heart, make that decision. and I will going to change them, reduce them, finally completely eliminate them. So all these destructive emotions you have right now, you may be holding some anger, hatred, any negative thoughts to anybody. All of these negative thoughts, emotions are visualized as a form of smoke at your heart. Out of strong determination, wish to change, reduce, finally completely eliminate them. Take a deep breath and release them. Let them go. Once again, take a deep breath and release them. Once again, take a deep breath and release them. Finally, you should visualize all these negative thoughts, emotions are completely purified. Now, if you're holding any bad memories to anybody, holding any negative thoughts to anybody, recognize them. And these thoughts, these memories will not going to help you. It destroys your heart. It disturbs you constantly. So through that you really wish to get rid of them. It been there for a very long time, is nothing any benefit to you. Through your own experience, now determine, wish to let them go. Wish to free from them. And determine yourself, I will going to let them go now. Out of that wish, all your negative memories and any negative thoughts to anybody, visualize as a form of your smoke, a form of smoke at your heart. When you release, when you exhale, you really release them, let them go. Take a deep breath and release them. Take a deep breath and release them. Once again, take a deep breath and release them. Finally, you should visualize all of these negative thoughts, memory, bad habits, pain and suffering are completely eliminated. And now your minds remain very pure, like a newborn baby, very innocent, pure, clean mind. And feel the calmness, the joy, pleasure of this pure mind. Experience that pure the pleasure. So this is called the self-compassion meditation. It is, if you at least do every day 3 minutes or 5 minutes, it's really helpful. You know, it will not directly stop your destructive emotion, of course. Destructive emotions are very powerful, but when they arises, it really helps you recognize that. Or now I feel angry, or now I feel attached, or I feel jealous now. So even just recognizing, each of these emotion arises will tremendous helps you. Oh, I don't like it. You are not welcoming them. It's still there, but not welcome them really helps you. It's not taking over you. It's still there. Of course, you cannot control. It's very strong. But I'm not welcoming. That means it can't take over me, right? So still there. You have few power of control. So you're angry. That's why people sometimes feel really angry there. But I'm not going to shout it. I'm not going to show this wrathful. I try to, suppress them. So that kind of behavior, slowly it changed that way. So then slowly you're getting stronger to, suppress this destructive emotion. If you use more, it's getting worse, right? If you drink more, it's getting worse. You become addicted, right? Exactly same. So these emotions, you have to suppress them. Don't use it. So slowly, when you stay far distant, these emotions become weaker and weaker. So self-compassion can help you to, remain separate, not welcoming them. Then the next, when we do compassion to all beings, that compassion really directly helps to stop anger, hatred. But it's not easy. But that's how it's supposed to be, right? When you sincerely feel love and compassion to those other people, and that love compassion can help to change your anger, because it's direct opposite of your anger, right? But self-compassion, not going to antidote, but it helps to stay separate, gives you some inner freedom, power, and then slowly, you're getting more independent, separate. Then you can able to eventually, even this coming, you can see them, and you're not going to use it, just leave it there. So it's become useless. It's just sitting there, become weak, right? Right now, they're so powerful, you are so weak. They comes and fully take over you, right? You cannot do anything. It completely take over. So self-compassion helps to protect from there. But just one meditation, of course, is not going to help, right? You have to do every day at least, we go to the gym doing exercise, right? Exactly same. This mental exercise, at least 3 minutes, 5 minutes per day, you do it, you become more familiar with that. So that's why these meditations are very focused to person, behaves, change a little bit better, that mind little bit better. Used to be very short temper, maybe slowly change, right? Less short temper. It took a time. So that's how purpose of this self-compassion meditation. It at least change your mind slowly, baby step to change, and then through that change your behaves. And when your behavior changing, your minds are changing, not only yourself happier, the people who lives with you, they really see that, feels that. Sometimes you don't want to tell, but you can see. When the person is very calm and happy, man, you always want to eat with him or her, right? You always want to talk with them. The person's always very short-tempered and angry. Always, of course, even 1 second, it wants to stay away, right? Nobody who wants to go to stay with them. So that's how it is. So therefore, your short temper, your destructive emotion put your life loneliness, cut everything. So that's why the self-compassion is really helpful to change. But you have to practice. Don't forget that just believe that just thinking is not going to work. You have to do with that, and you have to apply. And then change not just fast, it can start slowly. But that change is very stable. That's not just surface, it's from deeper level. So it's take longer, but more stable, right? Okay, thank you very much.